Hello, everyone. Give me a couple more minutes so I can finish sending out my self promo stuff. Okay. Guilty free music. Yay. I don't know why my PNG tuber can't be seen. It's up.
Hmm. Is the scene just hidden on Streamlabs, or is it?
No, it's
Hmm.
not hidden is the thing. That's weird.
Hmm.
Um Lo-fi music, 12 hours, copyright free music. Yay. Love 12 hours copy. That means I don't have to change.
Yay.
So glad to be streaming again. I know it's been a long time. Holidays were happening, and it was just crazy.
Yep.
Anyway,
Hmm.
we'll let some more people join in if they want to, before I actually get onto our topic today. Because I
Hmm.
think it's pretty interesting. We're gonna be talking about this lady's like really, really bad takes about fan fiction. They're really they're genuinely so bad. Um, her name is the name of her channel. I don't know her real name. Is The Second Story. My dear friend Anthony Grumalia made a video about it, and I watched it, and it made me so mad, like genuinely so angry. And so I just wanted to talk about it. I will probably show some clips, but the clips that I will be showing will probably be from Ant's video itself, just because I do not want to give this woman views. Um, and I don't recommend that you give her any views either, because her takes um range from uneducated, and unresearched to downright like harmful. And
Oh my God.
it's like insane. Like the more that the video went on, the crazier it got. She's racist, she's homophobic, and she's very weird about like elitism, which is very
Hmm.
confusing because like some of the things that she says frankly don't make any they don't make any sense. Like genuinely, like she contradicts herself multiple times in her own video. And again, I'll show some clips, but she contradicts herself multiple times, and it's actually aggravating. I rarely see someone just like open their mouth to be just like that wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of this about
Like
fanfiction, mind you.
that's a pretty, yeah, pretty rare, especially for something like about fan fiction, for someone to just. I'm so curious now because I've
Yeah.
not seen anything about
We
her
will
before.
get
I've heard
into
about
it
her,
in
but
just a moment. Today's illustration, by the way, is I'm drawing Pomni if she was in the Helliverse because this is very self-indulgent. And I think it would fit perfect
hell
for
yeah.
talking about somebody who is really anti-self-indulgence for some reason. I don't understand why she's like, okay, she also really seems to not like it when people are self-indulgent in their writing, which is very odd when it comes to fan fiction because it's like fan fiction is almost all self-indulgence, but it's also not supposed to be taken seriously. This is just I did not mean to do that. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I thought I accidentally clicked on. Thank you for your donation page. That's a real donation. I thought I clicked on something on accident while I was adjusting some stuff on my end. Paige says, "Hey Moth, may I hop in a bit? I'd love to gripe at the anti-fanfic chick." Yes, absolutely. We love Paige. We love Paige. And
Yeah.
it's just
The
like like I don't know how to describe it. She made me so mad. But I don't care. You know me. I don't care when people talk shit about like my hobbies. I don't care about that in particular because my hobbies are my hobbies. They're for me to enjoy, and that's that. I'm not looking for people to like blow smoke up my ass. I don't care. I don't like the fact that her video is just so poorly researched and includes very harmful like rhetoric in it to a certain point, and I that's what I don't like. That's what I was getting angry about when I was watching the video, because like I think people should be able to write as self-indulgent fan fiction as they want, but she's just like I don't think she understands the point of fan fiction, which is oftentimes to expand upon the universe, play with plot ideas. Sometimes you just want to see your two favorite characters kiss, but the point of it
Right?
is to
yeah.
expand upon characters that are already pre-established, and it makes it really, really good for like just getting into writing. Because I'm gonna redraw Pomni's body. I'm sorry. I've been doing this all day. I cannot get her body right. But it makes it really, really good for people who are just getting into writing, because you already have these pre-established characters. You don't have to make the characters yourself, so you can actually focus more on the what am I trying to say? Like, I'm so sorry. I can hear myself and I don't know. Like my mom's TV was like super duper loud. But
Oh, yeah.
So what makes it really good for beginner writers is they don't have to create these complex characters, so they can focus on the actual like quality of their writing. They can focus on their grammar, their prose, their world building, their visual messaging, because oftentimes people are very, very like, not everyone, but a lot of people can imagine in their brains how like a story looks. I'm one of those people. I vividly hallucinate when I read books. It's very fun. To the point where sometimes when I am reading a book, if it's good, it's so good, I forget where I am sometimes, and then I'll put the book down and I'm like, oh yeah, I've been in my living room for like 3 hours and stuff. And that's just like with like things that aren't necessarily fanfic, but like the writers can focus on that kind of thing and not have to from scratch. Now, developing characters from scratch is really, really, it's gonna be a Pulitzer Prize winning author. not everyone wants to be a Pulitzer Prize winning author. That's not the point of fan fiction, even necessarily. And people who are going after prestigious writing awards are not writing fan fiction. They're writing original work. So, yeah. I think this would probably be a good time to bring in a clippy clip for everyone to watch. If you will just give me so I can figure out which clippy clip I want to show. And then we'll go back to the drawing and chatting. Gotta pause the music.
Cool.
Precise seeking. I love precise seeking. Yay. Okay, we'll get into that bit later. She also believes that fanfiction is the reason we have self-insert characters, and that's not. I wouldn't say that's accurate, considering Dante's Inferno. And Ant does talk about Dante's Inferno in his video, but Dante's Inferno is very, very self-insert fanfic, which is fine. Homie was really like, man, I would love to talk with my favorite poets and scholars and send that one pope to hell. Yes, he's still alive.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to draw myself as the Chad while you burn in hell.
True.
Okay, so let's start with, is there good fanfic out there? I think that that'll be a good point to start at. Let's get to her and not Ant's handsome face, because Ant's the person who isn't pissing us off, so...
Right,
you know.
right.
Yeah.
Display capture. Let me just swap the capture real quick. Done. Ooh, why is the resolution so poopy doopy?
Dominant. Well, I will explain Lane's specifics.
Ant, quiet. I need to fix the resolution on your video. It's 480p. There we go. Okay, so I don't know why, but it jumped ahead. I didn't tell it. It jumped way far ahead. Let me fix. Okay, so oh, that is a funny face to stop on. Probably Ant. Okay, here we go.
Aware that
I will say I will not be streaming this to Discord because I think my computer will explode, so please have the stream open if you would like to look at that. So my computer doesn't explode.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You ready, Billy and not Billy. I'm so sorry. Dylan. Dylan and Fiona.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
good fan fiction exists.
I should probably turn the volume up. I'm so sorry. Let me turn the volume up. Just a bit. Also, it pisses me off that she has that damn skull on her desk, because I think she's trying to be like, look how smart I am. I know what Hamilton is. Not Hamilton. Hamlet. Wrong play.
In recent years, despite any outlying works of alleged genius, and they are outlying and not the norm, fan fiction has developed a manifestly particular kind of image and reputation. The aesthetics of fan fiction, if you'll allow me, have become a very specific sort. And that image and those aesthetics have broken internet containment and entered mainstream literature and storytelling.
Well, she cares more about the aesthetics of fan fiction.
Okay, so I want to touch on... Okay, I want to touch on the fact that she says basically that good quality fanfiction doesn't exist. That's just not true. That's just like a blatantly false statement.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean, like, it's like that's not even something you can objectively measure. You know, you can't
Right.
say like oh, all fan fiction is bad. Like you just you can't. That that's you literally can't measure any form of art in that way, fan fiction included.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's just
there are, and
incorrect.
also there are like, hold on. How many fanfics are there on AO3? There is
Like,
over
I seriously doubt. Go
there
ahead.
are over 16.5 million fan works on Archive of Our Own.
Yeah.
You're telling me
So,
that
out of
doesn't exist?
16 million, out of 16 million fan works, not one good. There's not one good fan fiction in there. Not one.
Yeah, look me in the eye and tell me that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's like, I don't even think that's physically possible. Like even within like the thought experiment of the monkeys, you know, like if you put enough monkeys in a room, they'll eventually write Shakespeare. Well, like here's all the
Mm-hmm.
monkeys in the room and they're writing Shakespeare, so like come on, like it's just kind of like ridiculous, and it's an insult because even though like a lot of these people might not necessarily be trying to win prizes for their fan fictions, um they're still working really hard on it, and you know, like these are people who aren't using AI to write their stories for them, which is, you know, commendable on its own. Do you
Right?
Yeah.
like it takes a lot of courage to be creative and then also to put that out publicly. And also for some reason, I'm not going to run a clip of this because I don't think it's necessary, but she thinks that Harry Potter created fan fiction.
What?
Nope.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, arguably Star Trek is the thing that invented fan fiction.
yes.
I mean, at least like
Yes.
in the modern
Yes.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. In modern fandom, and like this isn't like hidden information. I need y'all to understand. This is not like information that is not public. She just either didn't look for it, found it, and decided to not use it, or doesn't care.
Like, y'all, can we stop giving Harry Potter credit for like everything?
Truly.
Can we?
It wasn't even
like,
that good.
Least... mm-hmm. Like, especially given that, you know, like, people have been writing Spock X Kirk fan fiction longer than I think any of us, even in this call, have been alive.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
most definitely. Like Housewives really loved Spock X Kirk. I was talking to my mom about this the other day. She's like not old enough for the original series, but I was talking to her about Spock X Kirk and why it exists, and it's partially because like they're just like the best written characters on the show. And like yes, they have like their own like love it. Like Spock has a wife. Spock has a whole wife.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
she's still not as interesting as the relationship Spock has with Kirk, or like Kirk is kind of like an international hoe, and he doesn't really ever have like a solid fleshed out relationship with any woman, because he's just kind of going from planet to planet boning. And then he kind of has that thing that he has going on with Lieutenant Uhura, but she's also like kind of barely a character, which is fine. You know, it's not like a big deal. She was more of a character than, you know, a lot of female characters were at the time. So I'm not gonna like shit on her for that. And and her role is very important in Black history just in general. So, you know, like there's that, but that's like an entirely like separate thing. But like, you know, like it's because like these characters were so well written. People were like, yes, a person I can project onto. And that's why fan fiction was made, to write the stories that like these like women really wanted to write. And it was very, very weird to like attribute that to Harry Potter. It's odd. Oh, it is so odd.
It shows a fundamental incuriousness to the subject at hand, which just shows that Second Story does not give a shit in the slightest.
And it's kind of like, because like it's revealed later in Ant's video, she's a fandom tourist. Like, she's not even, she doesn't even go here.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
Like, so many of what she says is just like like not even just bad opinion, just like factually incorrect, but she speaks on it with such confidence that like it gives the illusion that she knows what she's talking about, when in reality like if you know anything about the subject she's talking about, you realize she's just talking out of her ass, basically.
Yeah.
So, give me 1 second. I am trying to add somebody into the chat. I'm trying to give permissions to new channel. See if that works. With Mark. You can come on if you like. Oh shit. Why is like every apparently I'm sorry. I'm struggling. Struggle busing. Connect. correctly the first time. Let's see the. Yo, I don't know why my PNG tuber is not like showing up on the screen. Like genuinely.
That's
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm gonna try closing it and restarting it. I might need to draw something else. I'm getting frustrated with what I'm trying to draw right now.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, sure, understandable.
Anybody have any suggestions? I know I'm taking a free one for the first time ever. Not the first time ever, but...
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Any other thing that you've been wanting to draw recently?
Well... I don't think I can draw that one on live. I could work on this one.
Draw... Oh, okay.
I haven't come back around to touch this one in a while. So, but let's like... Okay, let's actually put up another clip. Oh, sorry. Okay, self-inserts and self-indulgence. Or... the evils of shipping fics. Actually, let's do that one, because...
The evils.
Yeah, it's like it's actually... Okay, hold on. I'll just let her speak for herself.
Apparently.
An essay I read recently, which I...
Sorry, hold on. She claims to read a lot of essays, but, like, none of the stuff backs her up. Sometimes, like, the essays that she claims to read... I respect your headcanon name. Okay, here we go. So... There we go. Let the clip play.
An essay I read recently, which I subsequently misplaced, observed that Harry Potter was the series that launched 1,000 ships. For those who don't know, a ship is when fans of a story will root for two characters to get into a relationship. Hence, ship. A person could be said to ship two characters, that is, hope they get together. In more modern usage, however, ship means that as far as that fan is concerned, those two characters should be together, or even are together, regardless of what the story says. And never before in history had this been as huge of an almost global cultural reality as it was during the heyday of Harry Potter.
Shipping is the big negative of Harry Potter fandom, apparently, which is...
So... I'll let everybody else catch up real quick. But I have a few issues, kind of, with her, like, perception of shipping. Well, I will say there are definitely people who are a little obsessive with their ship. The general consensus, I would say, is people do not believe that this is, like, a ship is canon, regardless of what the medium says. That's not the that's not really the point of shipping. And
Yeah.
it's kind of odd to me
Oh,
that she
Paige is here.
thinks that it is.
Paige.
Paige.
Yippee. Also, launcher of 1,000 ships. Second story, did you just go to Harry Potter's like WMMV page on TV tropes and just be like, yeah, that's good enough?
Possibly, honestly.
Yeah.
And whoever wrote that essay is definitely blowing things out of proportions because there's only so many ships you can have in Harry Potter, unless you start shipping, I don't know, like a house elf with one of the like goblins at the bank. I don't know, like. And shipping
Yeah.
was again around before.
Before
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Hello.
Hi, Paige.
Hi.
Hi, Paige.
How's it going?
Going good. A little bit tired. I was kind of debating coming on stream tonight, and then I saw what Mothra was talking about. I was like, no, I had to be on stream tonight.
Yeah, we're doing a
Woo-hee.
few clips here and there while I draw. And I thought we were gonna have another person on tonight, but I guess Mark isn't. He joined the server, but then he's like another YouTuber that I have met through Ant. So.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I think he may in the server he might just not have like the right
I gave him channel permissions and I pinged him, so yeah.
I see.
Which overrides like roles and stuff, but I don't know. So Paige, have you seen Ant's video about this woman?
I've seen it the whole way through at least once. I was going to listen through it a second time. I got about the 2 ways through the second time, so I haven't quite finished it twice, but I have seen it.
Yes. So what are your general like opinions of her and her statements, I guess? Because obviously, like I was talking about this earlier, but they range from just being very ill-informed and uneducated to just actually harmful, like blatantly harmful, especially like towards the end. We will get to in a moment. Our dear Paige is muted.
Alas.
Less.
I'm sure she
My
will.
apologies. My dad came in literally right in.
You
I
are
see.
Gucci.
Can you hear me again?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, like the internet here is unreliable, so if I start roboing out, just tell me.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So my general thoughts is that, like, for one, it bothers me so much whenever people have such a bee in their bonnet about fan fiction, because here's the thing. It is the easiest thing in the world to not interact with fan fiction. You had to go out of your way to do it yourself.
Yes.
True.
And not only did she go out of her way to do it herself, apparently, like, one of the first things she read was Dead Dove.
Yep. She's saying, like, it's all smut, it's all blah, blah, blah. It's like, girl, in the world to either A, not interact with it, or to B, have it be entirely just the fluffy shit.
Right.
Like, there's no shortage of that.
Like, you are
most
doing
of the things
like
she complains about are. You go ahead.
it's user error.
Just
But it doesn't seem that
Oh.
she wants just fluff either, because she has an issue with that too. Because, hold on, let me see if I can find that clip specifically. She basically equates reading fluff to just like emotionally masturbating, is basically what she's calling it.
Ayo.
Oh, so she can't be happy.
Weirdest
no matter what.
self-report
I see.
I've ever heard, but you know. Like, I don't need to know what you're doing whenever you're
Think.
Okay. Okay, so I think it might be here. Might be this clip.
Let's take a moment now to talk about the one thing about fan fiction that everyone, especially those not in the community, most
Yeah, no, name, or name, I'm gonna say name, said she sees happiness and joy as a fetish. Absolutely. It's giving,
literally.
we can't put seasoning on our food because that is a sin. Alright, I think it might be this clip, but I'm not sure.
associate with fan fiction. Smut.
Terminally Catholic.
A lot of people took issue with my joking comment comparing sites like AO3 to OnlyFans, saying, no, there are non-sexual fan fictions. That's just incredibly dishonest and horrible. Seriously, you would not believe the number of messages I got scolding me about this. But here's the thing they apparently missed. OnlyFans has a non-explicit user base. 20% of OnlyFans users are not NSFW, and that number is going up. Yet if a lady said to you, yeah, I have an OnlyFans, my guess is the first thing you think of is not going to be a cooking channel. Like it or not, fanfiction has exactly the same reputation. If I was being extremely generous, I could say that 20% of fanfiction isn't smut of the strict observance. Let's put aside stories with random sex scenes and all that very extreme emotional onanism of hurt, comfort, etc. I would also like to point out that a lot of writers and readers think that as long as the scene doesn't involve, how to put this, the plug going into the socket, then it's not smut. So the characters can do
So
all
this is a
the
different
other
clip that I
stuff,
wanted to
and
touch
there's a
on, but that's why
solid
I'm
chance it
letting
won't
it
get
play.
labeled sexual or explicit. So okay, let's give them 20% non-sexual content, just like OnlyFans.
Lane argues that AO3 has the same reputation.
That's Ant being big-brained and smart, and you can just go watch his video if you want to see him be big-brained and smart. We're here for me. Let's skip ahead.
If Ant wants to come on, he can come on.
So those people are...
Here's the reality. Regardless of how many truly, genuinely non-sexual fanfiction works there may be out there, the specific nature of the smut that has deluged bookstores in recent years is the direct offspring of fanfiction smut, which is to say that fanfiction is directly responsible for that phenomenon.
Okay, so that is not necessarily the clip I wanted, but we are going to talk about it because I did want to talk about it. We will. This video is very long. There's a lot of it, so let's talk about that for now, and I'll continue to find because I'm sure I know it's after this portion of the video is when she is basically comparing it. So like we're close. We're just no cigar. It's not where I wanted to be, but we're close.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So I need you to understand something. Most of the fanfic on Archive of Our Own is not smut. Most of it's not smut. Ant actually ran the numbers. Ant ran the numbers, and it is in his video. I don't remember the exact numbers, but most of it is not smut. But even if it was, I have said this time and time again, and I will say it again. You think more about masturbating than the person who is masturbating does. That's weird to me. That's very, very weird.
Yeah.
Indeedy.
Like, she is
Indeed.
talking about people gaining sexual gratification from these stories, but my question for you is, why do you care, and why are you thinking about it? There are also tons of novels that don't include smut. Like, I need you to understand, like, she criticizes Twilight for being sexually salacious. The first, 2.5 books don't have any sex scenes at all. I would say, actually, 2.5
I'm
books.
sure it's not till the very last one.
No,
And even then, like, it just says that they do it. It never actually describes
yeah,
anything.
it doesn't, and that's because Stephanie Meyer is a Mormon and she doesn't believe in sex before marriage. So it just doesn't show up. It's not a thing. Harry Potter also does not have sexual content in it. People make out. I don't even think there's heavy petting in Harry Potter. It just that's just not what happens in these stories. There's other books. I don't think I haven't read the Chronicles of Narnia. I know people have who have talked about it. But I don't think there's any smut in the Chronicles of Narnia. There's no smut in Animorphs. There's so many books that
There's
don't.
no smut in Animorphs.
There is. I guarantee you there is. I guarantee you. I would bet $1 million that there is no smut in the Chronicles of Narnia.
That's a safe
Like
bet,
there can't
yeah.
be.
Yeah. And
But
and
yeah,
I'm
anyway.
it's very odd, and the type of fiction that she's talking about, which is spicy fan fiction, or like book talk books, which are like, you know, like A Court of Thorns and Roses, or like Pounded by Produce. You know, or
Never
you know,
heard about
that book. Those
Yeah.
are for a specific
Yeah.
audience. These women are looking for wish fulfillment, but the writing isn't necessarily bad. Having a lot of smut isn't necessarily
nothing
bad.
that
It's
she's
just
complaining
not good
about
for you.
is
Like, not good.
not unique
It's
to
just not
fanfic.
for you. Yeah. It's not. It's
Yeah.
really not unique to fanfic, and I love that Ant brings this up in his video. He talks about Harlequin novels. Harlequin novels are like raunchy, poorly written romance novels. My mom read them back in the day. They still make stuff now. They actually have manga adaptations of some of their books. I've read them before. They're very good, they're very bad, and they're very entertaining. So they still do things. But like, people going into Harlequin novels know that what they're getting is not necessarily the cream of the crop. Harlequin novels I would describe as like the McDonald's of novels. And I am not saying A Court of Thorns and Roses is bad. I haven't read it. I am interested in listening to an audiobook for it, but I have not read it purely because like I just haven't gotten around to it. But from what I understand, you either really like it or you really don't like it, and that's fine. That's not necessarily a dig at the quality of the writer, but the reason I bring up A Court of Thorns and Roses is because she brings up A Court of Thorns and Roses, and she attributes the raunchy writing, and I'll go back and find that clip, but she attributes the raunchy writing to fan fiction. The author of A Court of Thorns and Roses has not read or written fan fiction. So her argument falls apart immediately because this person did not get her start in writing in fan fiction, like at all. Didn't touch it.
Not surprising.
To be honest, this honestly feels like someone who tried their hand at fanfic and then got either eviscerated by a review or just got no engagement and therefore became bitter.
Yeah. Or, you know, read Dead Dove and immediately was offended because just went to the worst thing possible. So literally the worst the worst one possible. It is not even like I read a lot of fucked up shit and I don't read Dead Dove. Like at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's
I mean, I'll be honest, it sounds more like she just heard about this stuff and was just like, people are reading smut? No, I think that's weird. And if I think
No.
it's weird, then people shouldn't do it. Yeah. You know, because a Catholic person sticking their nose into the business of a law-abiding person who's just having fun. Never heard that one before.
Oh, name said jaded X fans are annoying. As I say it as one name. That's not even what's going on. This woman is a tourist. She got into this shit in 2020, and not even deeply. He doesn't go here.
Tourist in the most derisive manner that we can muster.
Like this is not her school. This is not her circus, not her monkeys. Genuinely.
Yeah. Sad.
So let's like continue with this portion because I do want to get to that clip. I'm gonna press play.
No, Lane. It's
All
not
right.
Oh, it's more
possible.
Ant.
50 Shades
All
of
right.
Grey.
Oh no!
Can you put on subtitles? Because
Yes, I can. I don't know if yeah, it looks like it's auto-generated, so I'm sorry if they suck booty hole, but you know.
that's okay.
Oh, actually, this
Since
is
we're a little
getting
bit behind, it's
to a clip where from the author for A Court of Thorns and Roses. So let's see what I'm not sure if this is one of the clips that I'm thinking, but yeah.
After that, you had Sarah J. Maas, who, as you proved before, didn't write fan fiction.
I can't look most of my family in the eye now. My first on-the-page sex scene was in my Court of Thorns and Roses, the first novel in that series. When the second book in my ACOTAR series came out, A Court of Mist and Fury, that one like really stepped up the steam. And so I called her. I was like, Grandma, you know,
I'm not sure this is the clip I wanted, but this is funny.
Everything that I've ever put down on paper, but maybe skip this one. She's like, well, why, Sarah? I'm like, well, Grandma, there's a lot of like really steamy, sexy material. She just goes, well, that sounds right up my alley.
But no. Lane wants to bring up Harry Potter as the reason why we have modern erotic writing.
Do you
So-
remember what I said about Harry?
Okay, I will say, as funny as that clip is, we'll get into it. As funny as that clip is, I thought it was going to talk about her like there's multiple clips of this author throughout this video. Her origins, but it is funny because she did mention her grandma being interested in the smut, and
Mhm.
I mean, I think that just kind of shows that old ladies, women in general, have just wanted to read this kind of stuff. So like the fact that like her grandma was not turned away at that, like what, she's like 60, 70, 80, like come on.
Yeah.
This isn't
Why
new.
not?
This isn't
Yeah.
new.
It's like- Yeah. It's like a bizarre Puritanism without like any guiding. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
This is like idea. It's like once you become a maternal figure, it's like you basically can have your own independent, and usually, especially in this culture, independence and sexual autonomy are tied closely together and like heavily associated. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's kind of like
Sigh.
unfair and like aggravating because it's just kind of like, I mean, just like overall, like as a bigger societal issue, women's sexualities aren't allowed to be just exist. So criticizing ACOTAR for the amount of sex scenes in it is I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna throw the word out there. It's a little sexist. It's a little sexist because
Indeed.
this is a woman who's freely expressing her sexuality through her writing,
Mhm.
and that's perfectly fine. If it was a man, why oh, speaking of which, like she doesn't like, you know what's really egregious on the sex scenes? Game of Thrones. She doesn't talk
Yeah.
about Game of Thrones once, and Game of Thrones isn't fan fiction. It's not. As far as I know,
Mhm.
I don't think the author has read or written fan fiction for Game of Thrones. Maybe he has. I don't know. He's never spoken on it.
I'm
don't
big into
think.
the dragon fandom. This is my OC.
Right.
I mean, it's like an adaptation, but it's not. It's an adaptation of like some guy's original work, and yeah, no, it's not fan fiction, but there's a lot of
There's
a lot of sex in it, and
there's
Yep.
not
but
only
it's-
a lot
but,
of
you know, it's
sex,
written by a
there's
dude.
there's not only a lot of sex, there's sexual abuse, there's incest. Why aren't we talking about
Yeah.
that? And the reason why is probably because he's a man. And I'm not saying that we need to criticize him for his writings necessarily. I think, you know, just how I think women should be freely allowed to express their sexuality through their writing and their creative works. I think men should be allowed to do the same thing. But it's just an unfair standard that that this is happening. And not only that, the majority of people who write fan fiction are women and queer people. So, so what society perceives as very feminine individuals, regardless of if they're a woman or not. And so I think that's also another thing where this sexism ties back in. But she's also racist.
Undeniably.
We'll get around to that in a moment. But let me play more clip.
Yeah.
Potter, that it was the series that launched 1,000 ships. The reality, at least here in the West, I'm not sure about the East, is that shipping is the core function and draw of writing and reading fanfiction. This was always true. But Harry Potter sent the popularity of shipping in fanfiction to heights never before seen in the West. If you take the inherently self-indulgent nature of the fanfiction community, combine that with the inherently romantic nature of fanfiction in general, and then combine that with the extremely permissive and shame-averse nature of modern society, you'll get a perfect storm of cultural and psychological conditions that will result in a whole host of young writers, especially young female writers, indulging every imaginable sexual fantasy in their fanfiction writing. This ranges from simple sex scenes involving canon couples to wildly, wildly disturbing torture and abuse stories that are hundreds of thousands of words long, that include themes that are so insanely horrifying and perverted that I literally can't show them to you.
I didn't mean to make the screen bigger.
Such sights to show
See?
you.
And Lane cites some disturbing fic
Oh no.
that deeply bothered her.
I'm trying to
Let me put it
pause
to you
it.
this way. I've
Trying
done
to pause
all
it
the
and
dark
it's
romance
fighting
that
me.
you know, the Haunting Adeline and
Okay. So, she thinks the only point of fanfiction is shipping.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Incorrect.
Nah, dude.
Loud incorrect buzzer noise.
I think we have that on Discord. Someone wants to click it.
Hold on.
No,
Oh,
it
I
is
can't.
it is
I don't think we
loud.
can do it on
Oh,
the stage.
interesting. It's fine.
Damn.
It's whatever. I'll figure it out later.
Boo.
But I've read so much fanfiction that isn't. Name said this woman would love kink shaming. Yeah, no, that's literally her whole video. It's basically all it is kink shaming. The whole thing is just
Basically.
kink
Shaming.
shaming, and it's just so odd to me because of the fact that there is so much fanfiction that doesn't have shipping in it, like, at all. There's fanfiction that's like opposite of shipping, where it's like, I don't like these characters together, I'm gonna write them breaking up. Like, I've read that before, and it's like, it's a little, like, I mean, I always wonder, like, why did you write this? But at the same time, I you know, it's fun. And again, there's a lot of fanfiction where people just want to expand on the universe itself. And sometimes there'll be romantic relationships in there, but that's not the focus. And to act like that's the focus of most fanfiction is disingenuous, especially because there's over 76,850 fandoms on Archive of Our Own. That's a lot. That's a real number that I just read off to you, by the way.
Yeah.
Good lord. Yeah.
And I'm just looking at the AO3 as we've been talking about this, and it's like less than 20%, less than, like, only about a third of the fanfics are classed as either explicit or mature, which is where you would see, you know, very explicit sexual content. So it's like less than a third to a quarter would even have that type of content. And also out of all the fanfics, it's roughly a quarter are categorized as not featuring romantic or sexual relationships as a major part of the work. So it's like there's and when you just think about the sheer numbers of AO3, it's over 3 million works that do not feature romantic or sexual relationships as a major part of the plot that the person explicitly noted. So it's probably even more, because sometimes stuff on AO3 just people don't use the ratings.
Yeah,
So it's
people
like
sometimes they just don't
that.
add things, yeah.
So it's like so many that are not explicit and not sexual and not, focused on romance. Like, and when you think about it, it's in the millions in terms
Yeah.
of how much this
Also,
is.
I'm gonna add that including some kind of sexual content is not necessarily smut, or even just acknowledging that sex happens. Like, those are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, sex, like smut implies some degree of like, this is supposed to be gratifying, this is supposed to be blah blah blah, or like indulgent, but not all of it is the case. A lot of time, and it can both be just vital to the story of this is happening at this point, and sometimes that like both it is kind of gratification and it's vital to the story.
And then there's also the times
Very
where
true.
people use it as like catharsis and self-expression and ways to process trauma. And sometimes that's just like, it could, depending on how well someone writes it, it could be sexually titillating. But that doesn't mean it is by default, especially if the purpose of it being included is not to do that, because you have to also take into account the intentions of the writer. A lot of the times things are tagged because of the most extreme thing that happens in the story, not because of the details of the story.
Like, something could be like, a very minor part of a story, but it's like still like, okay, I've got to, just so that people are aware of what happens in the work, gotta tag. If they don't want to see it, they can filter it out. Doesn't mean that, like, out of 50 to 100,000 words, all 100,000 of it is, insert something horrifying that most people don't want to seek out. That's just like, okay, this is something that happens in the story, got a tag for it, so that
people know what they're
even
getting
if it's
into.
only a small part, people can filter out. Yeah.
Real quick. Name, you did not spoil the video. It's okay. We are just kind of jumping around, and I am gonna get to the yaoi and the yuri stuff soon. It's like the most egregious stuff, so I kind of want to save it for the end of the stream, because I know it's just like a lot. It is a lot. Go right ahead now, Fiona.
To go off what you said about expanding on the source material, it's like, I'm sure for a lot of writers, they had ideas in the process of making their story or world or whatever, that even though they were good ideas, they couldn't fit into the story. Or at least either they didn't feel like they had like the skill, or they felt like this didn't really fit like the flow of the narrative or the theme or whatever, And I think that's a big strength of fan fiction, is that fans can or explore like certain aspects, or like go take stories in certain directions, even if the author or writer didn't even think that themselves. Like, that's sort of a magic of like fan fiction as well, that you'll see like these stories, fan stories that people come up with, where they think of like this idea for like the story to go, and so it's like, damn, I didn't even think about that myself. That's really cool, Or even like man, I did not like how the story of the character went. It's like, don't worry, man, I got you. I'm writing this fan fiction that takes the character in a way that's way more narratively satisfying. It's like, awesome, thank you. And I think that's
Right.
also a great strength in fan fiction. Have y'all? Do you guys realize how many like fucking fanfics I've read of just like Gamzee Iriden redemption arcs?
Right? No,
Of varying
same.
quality.
I love watching Gamzee get his redemption arc because he should have gotten his redemption arc. They treated him so poorly, and
They did
like
him so
I
dirty.
don't
I'm
even
so mad about it.
I don't even care if they like if he ends up with like Tavros like at all, which is like the most popular ship for people who have not read Homestuck. The most popular ship with Gamzee is called PB&J, and it's called that because the trolls have different blood colors. Gamzee's is purple, Tavros's is kind of like a peanut butter kind of brown. So they call them PB&J. It's very cute. The pairing's very, very cute. However, a lot of people don't really focus on PB&J anymore because we were just so mad that Gamzee just got the shaft.
Yeah, it really sucks. Like he just became like part like plot device, part like I don't know, like shock bait basically.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like that's a strength of fan fiction is that like, hey, this character kind of was treated poorly by the narrative. Let's fix that, And I think that's a genuine strength of fan fiction and just fan works in general.
Yeah, and it kind of like sucks.
May I say something that came to me in the...
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yes, please.
Oh, do we have RoboPay?
So basically, can you hear me? Am I Robo?
Yes, I can hear
Check
you
a
now.
little. Yeah, you're good.
Is it still? Okay. So theories, power scaling, blah, 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 those are theories. But fanfic is praxis. That is you putting the pen to the paper and putting a theory in action.
Yes, I would agree.
True.
I would agree. And
very true.
Preach.
It's very like interesting to me that she seems to have these strong opinions, but she doesn't understand the history of fandom or fan fictions or really anything. And it's again, you don't go here. Mind your own business. What is happening? I don't go into y'all's shit. I don't even know what people outside of fandoms do for fun. Genuinely. I have no idea what people... I guess they go to parties. I don't know.
You don't sit next to a big skull with a clear cup of coffee.
No. Should I, wouldn't it be funny if I put like a little, next to my PNG tuber, a little skull, and it, like, it's not working today. I can't get it to work for some reason. It's not working, but it's fine.
That'd be really funny.
But when it gets back up, yeah.
I'll have it by next stream. And I know
it's incredibly pick me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at me. I don't have childish hobbies.
Because like it's very strange for a woman to like be really concerned about this.
Right. I kind of don't understand it because it's just kind of like, oh, look, I don't read smut. Look how amazing I am. Okay, and? You want a cookie? You want a fucking cookie?
I just think, like, as a writer, like the spit on fan fiction, like that's like something that's like a major pillar to like your entire medium. It's like a game developer who hates like the modding community or fan games. It's like this shit built your medium. It's what keeps it alive, Like have some respect for it.
And we know that it there is merit to fan content because I mean look at Undertale and Deltarune. Those started off as fan content. for a game series that hadn't gotten a new game in 20 fucking years. Finally got one. But, you know, people liked I can't even remember the name of the original game. What is it?
Earthbound.
Earthbound. Thank you. People like Earthbound so much that it created created wonderful games like Deltarune and Undertale. Like these are very good games that people like, and they are very well written, and they explore things of like themes of self-actualization and what it means to be kind, and you know, having a choice in the actions that you take, like that kind of thing. I think that's beautiful. I think that's really beautiful, and it shows that fan content isn't pointless. She's also very racist, so let's touch. She thinks it's bad. She thinks it is bad that an author got some feedback about the indigenous inspired tribe that she was writing in her book, and got this feedback and had to change it. I don't know if the author herself genuinely thinks that she would have had to change it or not, but she did change it. These were editing changes that the editors wanted her to make in the first place, mind you. And it's just like, oh, if you criticize bad, mind you, she was also leading this up with what am I trying to say? She was leading into this with the fact that stories should give different perspectives and teach you something. Well,
but not like that.
Not like that though. And if it's from other people's perspective, it's bad. She's basically like, it should be a door, not a window, a door into another world, unless it's a door into the world that you're black or gay.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Trying to find the
methinks as well.
The segment. Yeah, okay, so it's probably under this portion that Ant titled The Difference Between Depicting Racism and Making Racist Writing. Because she thinks they're the same thing.
Which
these online spaces
no.
I mean to make
Not
this
true.
big.
Makes the video big.
Young people quickly become important and valid parts of their formation as people and, crucially, as writers. So then reading and also seeing the rising popularity in these spaces of the types of stories that will necessarily succeed there teaches young writers that good writing means that the story and characters must embody their fantastical ideals for social perfection and can't be too uncomfortable. This discomfort, after all, prevents the story from satisfying emotional fantasies to their utmost. So these discomforts are not only undesirable, they are morally and creatively unjustifiable. That's why in our era, stories in which a fictional character is racist are maligned and canceled because even the presence of such a thing prevents complete immersion in an emotional and psychological fantasy land. That is, it prevents self-indulgence. And these writers are being...
So I just want to pause real quick right there, because I want to show you what I drew the other day. I drew this the other day. So, can't say that's quite
a
accurate.
bit of a...
We're still...
Yeah. I'm keeping it up.
Still a little bit behind.
Oh, go ahead. Oh yeah, this.
Classic.
So what she just said was just blatantly wrong, because I just drew him very racist because it was funny to me. You know what I mean? Like I and there's like a lot of people who draw like characters being like draw or write characters being blatantly racist, and these depictions are usually serve the narrative very well. People aren't afraid to write things that are uncomfortable or racist. People write so much racism in fan fiction, blatant racism, violent depictions of racism. I've read them before. I've read them in a lot of things, but there's a lot of it in Homestuck fanfic. There's so much of it in Homestuck fanfic. God, the trolls, the race of the trolls, in general, are just violently racist. So, it would actually be weird to take it out at this point. Wouldn't you agree, Fiona?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like literally baked into like their society, you know, that
Mhm.
basically like the higher on the spectrum you are, the less you suck, you know. They have like slurs and derogatory terms for like lower castes, and like whether Hussey did it or not, he kind of did write sort of like racial like analogies for the different characters, you know, on both the lower and higher ends of the
Yeah.
hemo spectrum. So it's like it's baked into the narrative, you know, like even the human characters being aracial, that is a race like theme, even if it's you trying to take the race out of the characters, I would say, you know.
Yeah, and like there's also the fact that like a few times the humans see the troll racism and they're like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you okay? And they're like, it's just how things are. And it's like, I don't know if that should
Is
just
it
be how
is it how
things
it should
are.
be? It's like, should it be though?
Like,
It's kind of
right, it's
fucked
just
up.
kind
You're
of
all
like,
killing each other.
right. And they're also like, it's kind of fucked up, but it's just the way that it is. And it shows in a variety of interesting different ways within, which, by the way, Homestuck is also not fanfic. That is just Hussey rog dogging his autism, and I love it. And, because there's, like, the fact that, like, he wrote all of it and was like, okay, I must say this. Homestuck is not well written. It's not well written, and that's okay.
No.
That's the charm. That's the joy of it. All of the run-on sentences, delicious. But he did some really, really good world building. And people are able to build off of that world building really, really well, which allows people to expand in the world building in fan fiction and build on the
Exactly.
characters in fan fiction. That's one of the wonderful things about Homestuck in its structure and how fans react to it. It's honestly the perfect example of a fandom taking okay content and making it better. You know?
Oh,
So
no, I would 100% agree.
there's that. Let's continue on with the clips. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I keep clicking on the wrong button. I did not tell you to go big. Why do you go big? Want the subtitles to show.
It has a mind of its own.
Why are you big?
Why are you blue?
Trained to genuinely believe that getting in the way of total emotional pleasure is bad writing.
Lane, the issue isn't that the characters are being racist. In every instance we've examined, the problem always is that the works endorse the racist ideas. There's the difference. Sinners just came out this year, right? And it features...
So Ant goes on to talk about works that are like don't endorse racism, that depict racism, which is a big difference. But trying to find want that clip where she seems offended that somebody's writing would be criticized.
While you're looking for the clip, may I describe a scene in Animorphs that depicts racism, but very quickly criticizes it in a very satisfying way.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yes, please.
So one of the main characters is a black girl named Cassie, and in one adventure, they are traveling through time, and briefly they encounter some well-to-do white men, let's say that. And they very quickly call her a slur. And she has been having the day of all time. To which she says, "Oh, you don't like black people, Mister whatever his name was. That's okay. I can turn white." And she turns into a polar bear and screams at him.
That's funny. That is really funny. I enjoy that.
That is so cool.
Like, it doesn't write out the slur, but you don't have to have two brain cells to put it together. And then it turns into a very satisfying and empowering moment.
Mhm.
Also, she criticizes someone who left a review criticizing author for praising Elon Musk. That's the hill you want to die on? Okay.
Schluppiest man on earth.
Like,
Sad.
he hasn't invented a thing. He's not good at business. He's like barely okay at being.
I mean, right now he invented a thing. He his AI bot on Twitter is Twitter is inventing human misery very, very successfully. If you know about that story.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I found the clip. I'm gonna play it. We have a clip.
Oh, okay.
Release after readers online expressed outrage over things said by the characters are.
It is little bit further back. I'm so sorry. I not cut. Right here. And I will let Ant's commentary on this play.
This character is wrong, but you can show things in the work that contradict the idea, even to a small extent.
Examples like Sparrow and Vine, which was pulled before release after readers online expressed outrage over things said by the characters, are a perfect example of fan fiction writing mentality taking over mainstream culture.
Lane, do you ever consider that you just want to be self-indulgent by refusing to allow racist writing to be critiqued? Like, what value is there to prevent authors from receiving feedback for writing offensive material? If the offensive material is intentional, they don't have to take the feedback. But clearly these writers weren't trying to be offensive with their works. Sounds to me like you don't want people to be challenged.
The author even said when she pulled the release that she would rewrite passages so they wouldn't contribute to harm. That's the kind of thing fan fiction communities train writers and readers to prioritize.
No, the author saying she wanted to avoid contributing to harm isn't fanfiction jargon, it's basic PR jargon. And frankly, I don't buy the author did want to stop contributing to harm, considering what else she's written, as we've discussed.
He can be my master and I'll be his slave if that's what it takes to get him back.
She has a history of this bullshit. I think she just parroted what she thought she should say so she could sell more books. Because, again, the series is being pulled to be rewritten. It's not never coming out. The publisher is just ensuring the author actually incorporates the edits they told her to include in the first place. Because she, like Lane, refused to take their feedback.
But having a, as the writer described, flawed character in this book who expressed admiration for Elon Musk's business strategies was way too uncomfortable for readers, so it had to go. Any writer who gives into this kind of bullying is a coward and lacks all creative integrity. But that's what fanfiction does to you. I feel like I need to tap a sign or something.
The problem is that Lane thinks people have these opinions to fit into social media trends, rather than the truth. That these ideals and perspectives predate the internet, and are gaining widespread acceptance because the people with these perspectives now have a platform to speak. Traditional publishing presented a
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. I might have skipped over the portion where the like passages and the rewritten passages are read out, but the original passage from this author more or less it endorses massacring a people because they don't agree with you, and that's the portion that needs to be rewritten from the main character's perspective, because it was basically like, I don't want to have to kill them all, but I will if I gotta.
What the fuck?
That's what's being rewritten. That's what she has a problem
Yeah.
with being rewritten.
Oh.
Mind you, not fanfiction. Also not fanfiction. I don't think she ever actually in her video talks about, what is it? Like an actual like full-fledged like fanfiction work, cuz there's like ones with like multiple parts to them. So oh my gosh, excuse me.
Again, may I, real quick, just because, like, so much that what she's saying is not unique to fan fiction, because here's the thing. Fan fiction is a hobby, something people do for their own time, at their own leisure. And frankly, if they wanted to just keep writing the same story with 3 words changed every single time, more power to them. But if they wanted to get into the publishing, they would have to improve. And that would also be true if they had been writing entirely original works the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Like, yeah, a work got pulled. Not even like this isn't even a fan work. Got pulled because it had racist shit in it that is like, yeah, let's not fucking publish this. Let's like.
And mind you, again, like how Ant mentioned, these were these are changes that are being made that the author was told to put in there in the first fucking place. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't champion for people who wanted to be blatantly racist for no reason. Just saying.
Maybe.
Not the hill we want to die on.
As we say, don't be racist. I am a building.
And I got news for you.
I just don't know. It's like so funny that it's like, I don't know. I just don't even know. That's just ridiculous to me.
Well, and she seems to again, she seems to conflate professional writing with hobby work. And like, why would you even like do that? I'm not going up to kids playing in the park playing soccer and being like, well, that's not very FIFA of you. Like, you'll never get to the FIFA World Cup with those skills, you little piece of shit.
Yeah. I guess I feel like it's just.
No, you
go ahead. I guess I like, we're talking about two completely different things here. Like, this has nothing to really do with fan fiction, and the connection she tries to make is just very tenuous and strange. And she's like, "Oh, this is caused by fan fiction somehow." Like, I don't even get the connection here. It's bizarre.
They're very different mediums of art, like genuinely. It's like kind of like yes, they're both writing, but it's like kind of like trying to compare using oil pastels to using paint. You're not gonna get the same results. Like, at all. Not even close.
No.
I really want to find that clip where she's like comparing things like to Just basically being like, people are emotional gooners. Weird.
As we know, emotional expression is the worst thing you can do, equivalent to.
Yeah, that's basically masturbating.
And again, what fics are you reading? Because I've read fics that like were way challenging to me to the point I had to put them down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I read a fanfic once where it was another Homestuck fanfiction. I'm sorry, I've read a lot of Homestuck fanfiction. Where there was a very like inappropriate relationship between like an adult and a child. And it was not written like this was supposed to be like a good thing, mind you. Like this was written like it was a very bad thing. And honestly, I hope the writer is okay because I feel like they were working through some shit. But it was actually like every time like a new chapter dropped, I kind of dreaded it because I was like, "Oh god, what's going to happen next?" Like this is like really like it was really well written. But I was just like there was a few times that I was like I need a break. This story is fucked up and a little bit too staring into the void for me.
Damn.
Mood.
But it's just kind of like it was, and not even the stuff that I like. It never like got sexually explicit. This fanfic, at least not like the last time, like because I stopped reading it after a certain point. But the way that like the manipulation was written was really really well written, and you were reading from the perspective of both the bad person and also the child. The child was John. I read a lot of John fan fiction. I honestly there was a time where I was just going through and I was like, I'm just gonna read whatever John is in. Because he's my favorite character.
Johnny, yes, Mothra.
And I was like, oh no, John, no. But again, it was really well written and it was very challenging and it was very, very uncomfortable and I had to step away from it a few times. And the last time that I went back to go find it, it doesn't exist anymore. The person took it down, which was a little disappointing because it was obvious like the direction it was going. I believe that the adult that was acting inappropriately was going to get arrested or caught or at some point. Like that's kind of it felt very much like The Lovely Bones, except like John's not dead. If that makes sense. If you've ever read that book or watched that movie. But like
very sad movie.
It's a very, very sad movie. I love it. It's very sad. But like fanfiction writers are not afraid, like they do not want to shy away from these topics because again, a lot of this could be catharsis and like, you know, self-actualization or self-therapeutic. Let's see if this is the part where she's like, fanfiction
I
is...
want to warn you right now.
Like, Mothra, I was telling you, like, about my, like, latest Animorphs fix, and you were telling me that was fucking depressing. What?
Yeah, right, why'd you do that?
Like, even, like people praising me on that was just like, yeah, that's gonna take me a while to get over this. Like, I'm so sad right now.
This is where Lane
okay,
goes
here's
from
this next
simply
clip.
being against smut in fiction to downright criminal fear-mongering.
On the screen right now, I have a list of some of the tags on AO3 as well as the number of stories that include that tag. This gives you an idea of what I mean.
So she has some tags up on AO3. I'm gonna remind you guys, there are 15 million fan fictions on AO3. 30?
And counting.
Hold on, I'm gonna read off probably the less extreme one that I can say without YouTube getting mad at me. 369,000 underage sex tagged fanfiction is not really that much in the grand scheme of things. Again, 15 million. She's acting like all of the works are that. Those numbers aren't even close to each other. I need you to understand. If this was a plate of cookies and there were 15 cookies on the plate, that tag would be a crumb. It's
And
not.
also, like, here's the thing. Even the underage, like, it doesn't necessarily mean like an adult and a child. It could just be like teenagers.
Yeah, it could be like 2 teenagers. Someone, Patsy 3199 said, I picture AO3 fanfics in my head as if they were all drops of water in an ocean. Yes, exactly. It's just so vast. Yep. Grains of sand on the beach, stars in the sky. There's just so many. You couldn't even read them all if you wanted to, but she didn't even read ones that aren't this extreme or aren't super fluffy. Like, she didn't even just like read like a normal fan fiction. She did, like, not just like one.
Yeah. And again, it's like that's the largest one, and it's like less than, it is like a total of like at best 2%, and all of these other ones are even less.
Yeah.
Are even less. So it's like,
again,
yeah.
You can find these in published works, not unique to it.
Yes, like, again, one of the things that I like to reference back to, sorry, I'm adjusting my mic, It by Stephen King. It has a fucked up child orgy in it for some reason, but we aren't going around calling Stephen King a pedophile. I don't think he's a pedophile. I think he's a man who writes really dark and disturbing works because he's a very dark and disturbed man.
Yeah.
But he isn't a representation of all novels. He's not even a representation of all horror novels. He's barely a representation of all Stephen King novels because he wrote half of those books high off his ass. He doesn't even like, I can't remember. Hold on. It's one of his books. I don't remember the name right now. But he wrote one of the books completely like drugged out and does not remember writing it. Like, genuinely. Like, he said in an interview, it looks like my writing, so I believe I wrote it, but I don't remember writing it at all. So, you know, if an author can't even be consistent between themselves, why are you trying to apply consistency to a website with 15 million? Again, 15 million fan fictions. That is so many fan fictions. These numbers do not even compare or get close. Okay, I'm gonna press play. Oh, yes, go right ahead.
Also, another thing about like underage like fan fictions that have like underage characters doing like sexual shit. Very good chance that those fan fictions are made by actual teenagers.
Yep,
right.
Yep.
That is true. These are probably teenagers exploring their own sexuality, which is a perfectly fine, normal, and healthy thing to do.
Exactly. It's like it's better for them to do it that way with characters they're familiar with in a comfortable setting than like forcing themselves in uncomfortable situations in real life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get an STI or pregnant from AO3.
Exactly.
Shocker.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna press play again.
Say feeding the hunger makes it grow.
Lane shows a bunch of tags here that are admittedly extremely taboo subjects, and I'm not going to touch those with a 10-foot pole. They're also not reflective of the greater community of AO3. They comprise a tiny number in relation to the vast scheme of things as a whole, and many of these fics have become the subject of controversy themselves within each fandom. There's a reason why people point to Stockholm as the point where Lily Orchard proved she is a predator. And so if your argument is a trend in AO3, you're wrong. It's not a trend. If your segment is that AO3 audiences embrace the subject of these tags, you are also wrong.
Because I try to take research very seriously, I've tried to read a few less extreme of these stories. Stories I thought probably weren't going to be all that bad. You know, after what I read when I did my research for the Romantasy video. Let's just say my recovery is ongoing. If you ever want to lose all hope in the future of humanity and the literary world, go to the AO3 tag Dead Dove Do Not Eat. Actually, no, don't do that. I did that and it didn't take very long to start feeling nauseous and incredibly disturbed and depressed.
Explorers in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others.
The reason the Dead Dove tag exists is that you don't read them. What the hell were you expecting? Also, it should be noted, some of these topics are trigger warnings.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there because it's very funny to me that she just dived in the deep end without knowing how to fucking swim.
Mhm.
What do you mean? And she's like, I thought I read. She started her sentence off saying, I opened some of the ones that I thought weren't going to be that bad, and then proceeded to say that she clicked on Dead Dove Do Not Eat.
Which
So funny to me. What? Yeah, sorry about the Lily Orchard jump scare.
that's okay. It's just like I mean it wasn't you, it was a aunt who brought it up, but it's like yeah, me when I open the bag with the that says dead dove do not eat and I see a dead dove. Like
I don't know what I expected.
Right. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Goblin wants to come on. Sorry, Goblin, I just saw you. Don't know
Goblin.
how long you've been
Oh,
sitting there.
yippee!
Don't worry, I just got here.
Goblin.
Hi, Goblin.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
What would you like to contribute,
How's you guys
dear friend?
today?
Good.
Cool.
Today
Good.
we are watching Ant's video on the lady who has a big bee in her bonnet about the concept of fanfiction and decided that's ruined
Oh.
all modern writing.
Oh, her, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Good
talking
video.
about... Well, the clip we just talked about was her going, I'm gonna read some of the fic that's not that bad, and then proceeding to go into the Dead Dove Do Not Eat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't read a lot of fan fiction, but yeah.
Okay, but do you read extended Star Wars universe stuff?
Yeah, some.
Then I'm gonna push back and say, actually, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Published fan fiction.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a
Especially-
bad thing, but I'm just saying
No,
it's
yeah,
good to acknowledge
no.
it, you know?
No,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, one
It
of my
is just
favorite
fan fiction.
webcomics to read is the Wayne Family Adventures. I think it's really cute. It's fan fiction, but it's really cute. Alright, let's continue on with the clip. Hold on, let me get it back on screen for you.
Warnings because the fic deals with dark subject matter and are not necessarily erotic. Unfortunately, I'm not going to find out which ones are which because I don't
Hold
want
on.
to touch these
We're
fics
gonna
with 10-foot pole.
skip forward. So we're using Ant's video because I do not want to give this woman a view.
Mhm.
So,
No view for you.
sorry. But no, I'm not doing it. We are getting towards the end, so actually I am gonna go into the portion where she talks about BL. So she talks about BL, and then she says something really, really fucked up, and we'll get to that in a second.
Oh,
Wait,
boy.
hold on a second. What topic was it that you had an issue with again there?
Yeah,
Ian?
we
Like-
versus
BL is
Yuri
short
at
for boy
battle.
sex. It's gay romance, almost always gay smut,
Comment
between two male
below.
characters, which has a
Who
disproportionately
will
large
win?
female audience.
Oh, but surely Lane isn't going to say something incredibly bigoted.
Yeah.
right now, right?
Of course, BL is a little different from any other run-of-the-mill gay storyline. This particular hyper-specific subgenre got its start in Japan. Thanks, Japan. Its earliest form was, surprise, surprise, fan fiction. Specifically, fan fiction written by straight women featuring two young men, usually exceptionally beautiful young men, not so much masculine as somewhat androgynously beautiful. If you've ever wondered why so many romantasy writers refer to their male leads as beautiful men,
So Lynn argues that the
Pausing it there. She thinks BL is the reason why women like beautiful men.
And not that it was created from the fact that women like beautiful men.
Right.
Bizarre.
Women can't
Cause
just
and effect.
Forgot about that.
Cause and effect.
this just in. Women can't like men that don't look like toes. Oh, Mom. My dear mommy. I got you a pie. Guys. No, I did not hear what you said. What did you say? I will figure it out. I'm almost done.
Pie flavor.
So, I mean, let's look at Anne Rice for a moment. Because I know Aunt does mention Anne Rice in the video. But she describes the men in her story as very beautiful men. So, I mean, I don't think she read BL. I think she wrote it before BL really became a popular thing in the United States and the West in general.
And again,
Mhm.
Spurk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Those are very handsome men. Who, again, don't look like toes.
Mhm.
Is it...
Yeah.
Oh my god, excuse me, I didn't mean to burp. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Or... I don't know. I'm trying to think of things. I'm so sorry.
Like okay, beautiful men, The Legend of Zelda, Link, you know.
That's all, but he's from
Like,
Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I thought of
see.
Greek mythology. Greek mythology is
I was
always
about to say, you beat me to
describing,
it.
That too, yeah.
True.
which predates
Like it's
BL so much
That
that it
predates,
is
like-
BL.
That predates, like, I think, depending on how you want to count it, that predates, like, a concrete national identity of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's like, you
like
know,
at least some of those myths are like Paleolithic in origin. So like it probably predates humans as we consider ourselves today.
I'm sure there's some like
True.
caveman paintings of like beautiful men. I'm sure of it.
There's
Mhm.
also the fact that what am I trying to say? There's also the fact that a lot of Asian beauty standards are just different from Western beauty standards. These men aren't necessarily considered feminine or even androgynous. They're just beautiful, handsome men. Someone said, I watched Ant's video about the second story and fanfic while drawing, and I just had to put my sketchbook down and stare because holy smokes, the yaoi takes were crazy. Yes. So we are running out of time, so I am gonna get into her last insane take. And that is well, the name of this segment then titled puts it perfectly. Hillary Lane, aka the second story, thinks reading BL will turn you into a predator.
Yeah.
What?
ooh.
Yeah, I remember
Sir,
that.
you then
Maybe I
argue
should have
that reading BL may
watched this earlier. Refresh my mind.
No, it's okay. But I'm putting clips up on the screen anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
increasingly disturbing consent issues and age gaps and...
Hold on. A little bit too far. I will link Ant's video in chat for anybody who's like interested, because again, his video is very good, and I don't want you to give the second story any views. He does cover her whole video, so there's not even a reason to go to her channel. All right, play.
Fiction. This distinction is, of course, important. It's what people who love the Star Wars Legend canon tell themselves to pretend that no, the Thrawn trilogy isn't.
The video started over.
It's real.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Roll.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, that's
You
okay.
can't argue that reading BL manga
Mr. President, the
turns
video has
real-life
started over.
people into sexual predators.
And one can't help but wonder if this constant indulgence in these BLs and underage fan fictions with increasingly disturbing consent issues and age gaps and the underage factor
Very true,
is perhaps
comfort
a
lycanthrope.
contributing factor in the apparent uptick in sexual crimes against young teenage boys being committed by adult women. The number...
Yes.
Let me pause this.
Yes.
Let me pause this right there. I'll wait for everybody
Comfort
to
like
catch up a little bit.
Also says situational and not factional. Most of the dead dub fanfic authors I've met are very polite and understanding about boundaries. It's almost like if you're able to imagine things and think of them in a creative way, does not indicate actual predilections to cause harm to other people.
That's true.
Very true, yeah.
There's
exactly.
also
true,
the
yeah.
fact. There's also the fact. Getting into the clip that she just played, there is no evidence that any of those women who enacted predatory behavior towards those young men and boys read BL. She doesn't even present anything that would back that up. She's just saying shit at that point. Like, genuinely, she does not say a single thing to back up her claim. And it's actually insane to me. I can't get my ketchup open. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm having dinner.
Insane.
Actually, a pretty hateful and racist and homophobic thing to insist that. To insist that like this whole 1-to-1 when you literally have no evidence, not even really just vibes.
She also doesn't even show any statistics of a rise of female offenders. None. She doesn't even back that claim up. I'm not saying there isn't a rise. I don't know. I don't have the numbers. But the fact of the matter is there's been female predators since the history of time. Just because men statistically do it more often does not mean women are not doing it.
And a lot of it's like it's taken less seriously when women do it, so it tends to get underreported.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And most fujoshis that I know, and fudanshis and fujins, are not even interested in talking to children, let alone preying on them. That is an extremely careless statement. It's so careless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But who needs facts and evidence? If I just state my claim really confidently, people will think, oh, they must be right, and they won't research it themselves.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Let's finish out this clip. Let's finish out this clip.
Goblin, do you know this person?
Yes.
They are, I forget exactly how they're related to Ben Shapiro. I think they're like the editor or something.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're like a few degrees from Ben
I didn't
Shapiro.
know that. Okay. I figured.
Okay, I'm gonna press play now.
For these crimes these days are honestly very alarming. If indulging the emotional and sexual needs on the page is permissible, then eventually the idea will enter the reader's mind that it must also be desirable in some form or other in real life. One 38-year-old woman who attempted to sleep with a group of young teenage boys in a hotel while her husband was in their own room told the boys that they should be excited to be sleeping with an older woman. Sorry, Your Honor, that sounds like fanfiction brain rot to me. BL or not, people can argue all day long that, oh, it's just fiction. Oh, we know it's just a story. We're not delusional. But if the whole function of fan fiction is to satisfy the need for self-representation and to see the self in the work, then that must radiate outward. If the self that you see and are satisfied by in the work of fiction brings you intense pleasure, then you will eventually feel the desire to embody that fantasy in reality, whether it's seeking a girlfriend or boyfriend who abuses you or becoming abusive yourself.
No, really,
that is not true.
You show, what, 20 different arrests of people being perverts over the course of 10 years. And one calls us an...
So... Oh, the audio was playing, but there was no visual. But it's fine. We don't need to look at her face. That is just not true. That is not true. Some of the stuff that I would read about in my fanfiction that I read, I would never want in real life. Oh God, no. No. Keep those kinds of people away from me.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the ooze.
There is no evidence that indulging in fiction of any kind will make you want to do those actions in real life. There is no evidence. No, it is the 90s argument of video games cause violence all over again, which has been statistically and intensely studied to prove that this is not true. It's just factually incorrect. And again, she's being incredibly careless and inflammatory. I have another comment. Oh, I have a few comments. Hold on. Sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
Straight up dinner maxing.
Sorry, I hadn't eaten dinner, so but I'm also trying to get the iPad feed back up. So again, it's defamatory, it's homophobic, it's sexist, it's racist. All in like a few few words. There must be a world record for that. I want to read these comments. Also, this is situation and not factual. Most of the Dead Dove fanfic authors I've met are very polite and very understanding of boundaries. I feel like we read that one already, but yes, I do agree with that. Dead Dove authors are not interested in forcing people to read their stuff. What a strange woman, this second story. Yes, she's a very odd woman, and I would consider this as an act of violence. She's being violent towards these groups of people. And she's implying things that are just not true. Their sister is a Daily Wire reader. I meant worker. I think Daily Wire is Ben Shapiro or the Shapiro's family
thing. Ben Shapiro's company.
It's Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh.
Mm-hmm. But I have friends in the Akira fandom that engage and create a lot of Dead Dove content, and I've had them be very cautious, polite, and super kind. Dead Dove creators get treated so strangely. In order to understand fan culture, you must sit down at the table with us. Yes, I agree, absolutely. But I don't think she's interested in understanding. I think she's interested in grifting. She wants to make money off of this. So she made a video to give to her subscribers that is just so poorly researched. It's insane. Like, I do not understand why people do these things. There are interesting things. People will watch factually accurate videos. Hours of it. I mean, look at Defunct Land.
Yeah.
There is unfortunately an audience for hating on fan fiction and fan culture in and of itself, which again overlaps heavily with misogyny and homophobia.
Yeah. Also, why do research when I can just lie? Way easier.
Yeah.
I
Just
wouldn't necessarily real quick. I wouldn't Blood Video, I wouldn't necessarily agree, but I wouldn't disagree either. I'd say that just also depends on the communities you're running in. I've read a lot of fanfic that isn't ship heavy. Excuse me.
And again, it's something that people are doing of their own free time, of their own free volition. Like they're putting something of their hobby and their time into the world and choosing to share it and kind of share a piece of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And
like you super don't have to engage. You don't even have to like it.
Even at the end of the day, if it is self-indulgent, why does that matter? The people writing these do not know you. You don't know them. It doesn't matter. These are strangers on the internet. These are people we don't know. And you are not entitled to their time or effort. Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap it up?
There's this thing that Second Story does that bothers me a lot. This isn't exclusive to this specific video. It's something I've seen in the couple of videos I've either seen directly or watch Ant react to, basically. She does this thing where she'll paint like any people who have any counterpoints or criticism to what they're saying as like insane or hysterical. Like saying like, oh, before you get all mad at me and type your like angry like counterpoints in the comments, like she automatically paints like any criticism she has that people have of her like as insane so that like they won't be taken seriously. And I just think like that's already a big major sign that that a person is not willing to engage in this kind of conversation, like honestly.
Yeah. It's incredibly disingenuous.
Yeah. And I hate it.
I got another couple comments. Blood, these are passion projects made with an assumption and of knowledge. They're doing it for free and making it for themselves. Also, relationships makes up so much more of the human experience, platonic or romantic, and it's important to talk about them. Also, just because they're relationship focused and a /fic doesn't mean they're good. Some of the best dialogue I've seen was written in a Griff Guts Berserk fix. Doesn't mean they're not, I think is what they meant to say. Yeah. Billy, do you have anything you want to add on?
Relationships, romantic or otherwise, kind of the entire human experience.
I don't know. I just think that this video is so bad, and it's like basically this is just a very typical for aunties, but also it's like her almost like just now instead of just attacking like the shit that she doesn't like and that she finds disgusting, she's using the shit that she finds disgusting, and fair enough on her for not enjoying something, but instead of just saying that, oh, the people who write it are bad and should be stopped, she's like now taking it out on like the whole medium, not even genre, the whole medium. It's even worse in a way than like your typical auntie, because at least like they won't say like all fan fiction is bad, but now she's just like attacking the entire genre based off of like overall a minority of what gets published online.
Right, a very small fraction. It's very, very weird, and it's I
Mhm.
think that in and of itself should show you how shaky the foundation of her arguments are.
Yeah.
And you should
Mhm.
not
The whole
listen to
video-
her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's ultimately justifying a disgust response that she has to these things, and she's not interested in learning or exploring any of her avenues other than justifying that disgust response.
Mhm.
100%.
Goblin, do you have anything you want to add on?
Honestly, nah. that everything that was said is true.
And just real quick, last I think, Paige, you got anything you would like to add?
I guess I do have one last thing on the note of like feeling like fandom culture isn't kind of producing the things that you want to see. Pick up a pen, pick up a piece of paper. Like literally, I'm active in the Animorphs fandom right now because I feel like I didn't see the art and stuff I wanted to see, so I started making it.
Yes, I
Exactly.
agree. Be the change you want to see. Excuse me. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I kind of want to add on a second streaming day back into the weeks, and I was thinking I could talk about things like this in a more like formal setting. If you guys were like interested in something like that, I was thinking it would be on the weekends typically. Or maybe on Fridays that I don't post a video if people are interested in that. I'll probably post a poll in my Discord server. I was supposed to set up a Patreon and I did not do that. So I'll get that set up at some point because you can't join my Discord server right now. But follow me on Blue Sky and make sure you subscribe because I will be getting a Patreon up so that people can start joining the Discord server again. I just wanted to put a baby gate on it just because all of my other YouTube buddies are putting baby gates on theirs, so I thought it would just be a good idea. It is an art-focused server, but we also talk about this kind of stuff all the time. What else is there? I think I said follow me on Blue Skies. I'm also on Tumblr and Instagram, and it's the same name as my YouTube account on everything else. What else? Thank you so much, Paige, for donating today. If you are interested in donating as well because you want to see more of what I'm doing, there are links in the description. You can do it via Streamlabs, and it'll be popped up on the screen like going forward. But I don't think I can get Streamlab donations when I'm not donating. So if it's down and you want to donate a different way, you can do through my coffee, which is also linked in the description. There is not much else I want to say other than, fanfiction is just fanfiction, and we should not be criminalizing people who write it. I think that's really, really fucked up. I think that what she was saying is really, really fucked up and regressive, and you really should not. Listen, I would not trust her as far as I could throw her. She's not a trustworthy person. I don't think you should listen to her, and please, like, if you see people listening to her, correct them. I am linking Ant's video in the chat. I will have the end thing up for 2 minutes. So if you want to watch this video, it's linked right there. Very good video, very well made, very long, so you got to strap in. I did have to split it up halfway through so that I could consume it all at my own pace.
You
but
need
it's very,
something
very
to
good.
listen to while doing the dishes. It is there for you.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, everyone who came to watch. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who subscribed tonight. My next subscription goal is at 500 subs, so let's get there. I would love to get there by the summer. If you want, you can also check out the videos that I have available on my YouTube channel. I work very hard on those. So, other than that, I will see you guys next week, potentially this Friday if people want a bonus stream, but I don't know. Other than that, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.